Everyone finished the book? Oh, I got a couple more people.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh yeah, and it was slow starting for me at first, but then, hang on a second. Okay, I am live. Hang on, there's people joining. Paste.
I have 13 pages left. I almost made it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm on the
The same thing to me. I'm not quite done. I'm like at the very last part.
The epilogue was all I had left.
Yeah.
I had a work email that came in. I was like, this is going to take just enough time away from me. But I'm not going to finish this book.
That is too funny.
But I will when we're done.
Yeah, I finished yesterday. So for those of y'all who are joining us a lot of us are on Zoom too. So if y'all want to join that, go to my stories. I've put the code and stuff on there. So if you want to see people's faces instead of just looking at me on Instagram, there's a party happening in here. So we're talking about our April book of the month, which was Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. I quite liked it. For me, it kind of started off slow, like those first couple of chapters, but then like once I hit Dominique's story, it was a wrap. Like it just sailed for me. How did it go for you guys? Did you guys enjoy it? Why is everybody frozen? No. Uh-oh. Everybody on Zoom is frozen right now, and I don't know. Uh-oh. What's going on? Welcome, everyone who's joining our chat. I don't know what just happened. Having some technical difficulties here. But for those of y'all joining on IG, we're talking Girl, Woman, Other today. Oh, you know what? Freaking A. I'm coming back. Okay, sorry about that. Did I like disappear for a second? And y'all okay, so like sometimes, and I hate Comcast, sometimes my Wi-Fi does that in the middle of me working. It just like shuts off, and that's what it did. And I looked and I was like, y'all are frozen on the screen, what's going on? And of course
We were like, you were frozen.
yeah, and it's because yeah, y'all were oh, there's 11 people like trying to get in right now. Okay, admit all. Okay, there, we'll have more people in here now. Okay. Sorry about that. So hopefully that won't be an issue going forward. Welcome to everybody who's coming again. I know I keep repeating myself, but we're talking Girl, Woman, Other, our April book of the month. Okay, so as I was saying before, my Wi-Fi rudely cut out. What were your thoughts on the book?
I enjoyed it, and just like the last speaker was saying, and I liked how you saw how the stories how the people kind of interconnected with one another.
That was really, yeah. I don't know, Jess, you're on the last part, so even that little part with Penelope, like how it connects to another story, is quite interesting too.
Is it predictable? Because I kind of predicted who Penelope was. It's not okay.
You thought it wasn't to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I think this is becoming one of my favorite styles now. We've read a lot. I think, did we read The Travelers as a group last year?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Same kind of.
Yeah.
When you see a name in another story.
It's good. I love that.
You know?
I didn't read that. I guess I gotta go read that book.
I feel like there was something else that we read like that. Was it Sula?
Does anybody, you guys read J. California Cooper? Have you ever read any of her books?
No.
I have.
Is this of her style?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was one of my favorites.
Me too.
I'll have to add that to my Goodreads.
She has a million books, but I love every single one.
And I have all of them, and I don't, I do not, I get them, but I do not
I don't
share
give them away. Me neither.
them.
but all of these are mine. Yeah, she's my favorite. I'm from Berkeley, and so is she.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. I live in Union City, so we're close.
Oh, okay.
See, look, y'all can meet up.
Now.
Oh, well, Christine, when you come, you're gonna have to visit. That's my cousin, so when she comes to visit, then we might need to have a meetup. I didn't realize there was that many people that lived in Atlanta. I just, very cool. I took a lot of notes because I knew I forget stuff. Like, as soon as I finish a story, you could ask me what happened, and I'm like, I don't know. So I literally had, like, a whole, you can't even see, but pages of notes on every character. So some of the characters that I think were my favorite were Dominique, because that's where the story really picked up for me, was her story, and then, traveling to live with this lover, and she just becomes more and more controlling as time goes by, and I'm just Lord. Yeah. That was intense, and trying to escape, and she just completely changed her as a person. Carol was a story that I enjoyed because she overcame, being raped at such a young age, and then she just became like this powerful woman in the business world and accomplished so much once she decided to just get past it and focus, on doing better for herself. Her mom's story, Bummy, was pretty interesting too. She was so strict with Carol and what she could and couldn't do and sticking to these traditions, and meanwhile she's living a whole nother life. Secret life, and it's like, you're being a hypocrite here. Like, you're over here having full-on relationships with a woman, and you're telling your daughter that, she can't even date a white man. Like, that's, it was just kind of crazy. And then the last story for me that stuck out the most was Winsome. Shirley's mom. That was probably my favorite, just because I'm like,
you that posted it when you asked.
Yes.
Has anybody read this?
I was like, and Jessica was like, okay, I just got here. I'm like, yeah, keep reading. And then I said, keep reading. When you get to that story, you'll come back, because it's just, I kept questioning her story in particularly because she kept referencing like how handsome her son-in-law is, and I'm like, that's just creepy. Like, why do you keep talking about it? And I was like, maybe she's just being extra nice. I really didn't think that it was going to go left. But after it happened like 2 or 3 times in the book where she kept mentioning how cute her son-in-law was, and I was like, please tell me she's not about to do what I think she's about to do. And sure enough, I was like, no good. So were there any stories that stuck out for you ladies? Yannick, I see you on here. Said, but I think too many characters and just careless throwing in of everybody's possible identity. She's not a fan. Why does this keep doing? My Zoom keeps acting up.
In their head.
Sorry guys, my computer is
enlightening for me. When she said she was trying to shed, I highlighted it, but something about shedding the layers of her old image or something like that. I can't remember. I have to find it, but I thought that was a good description of what people have to go through.
That was my least favorite story. I liked the first half of it where she was really like trying to figure things out. I really didn't like the second half where she was with Phoebe or whatever her name was.
Yeah.
And it felt like everything was like kind of to be trendy, and like, at the end she's like on Twitter and she's become like this thing, and I don't know, it ended up being strange to me, her interactions with Phoebe and them talking about the whole differences between gender and sexuality and like what they like. I don't know. It confused me a little bit. It didn't give me a lot of clarity that second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back. I just switched to my iPad.
With the grandma that was like really supportive of it.
That was Megan Morgan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Hattie was the grandmother, right?
Yeah, and she had told the mom, she said, we did wild things back in the day. That's nothing. They're figuring that out.
He's very open.
Where she drew the line, though, was changing of the pronouns. She said,
Right.
I'm too old for this.
I'm too old for that. I can accept all the rest of it.
Yeah, it's like I'm too old for this
But not
nonsense.
having a gender at all, she said, I don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded like a grandmother.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. My Wi-Fi, I don't know, is tripping right now, so I just shut the laptop down and opened up the iPad, so we should be good. I hope.
Okay.
Just carry on without me, because I'm having issues over here, clearly. Yeah.
You know, what I found interesting about all these stories, we're dealing with sexuality during different generations.
Mm-hmm.
So, I wouldn't consider Bruni so much as a hypocrite as the whole idea of exploring her sexuality and having this affair where your husband's gone and the closest person is a woman and you're close enough to be with her sexually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I saw her as a hypocrite either. I just, a curiosity or, just an intimacy with somebody and she knew that it wasn't okay to share that with her daughter though. But I don't think it was because he was just, so controlling with the daughter.
Right.
Just a little ashamed of the relationship.
I'm trying to remember Bumi's story. Was she the one with a relationship with her church sister?
Yes.
Yeah.
They worked together and then they yes. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was exactly it. Hot mess.
But she ended up with a man in the end, right?
Mm-hmm. She did.
But I didn't think that she was with the minister because she wanted to be. I thought he manipulated that whole situation.
He did.
Yeah, that was just to get some money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Business.
So they were both using each other.
Well, but then she said at one point her first transaction, but then they didn't say anything else about it, but it almost was like, was that something that she continued to do to get the money that she needed? She said her first, it was like after, and it was done, her first transaction for money, or something to that effect. And I went, oh, I thought it was going to take it further, and it didn't, but maybe that was just a tie-in for you to understand that it might have continued.
You know what? I think with Bruni, I think it's more for her. It's more situational than how she really feels about anything. I think she needed to do what she had to do at the time that she needed to do it.
Yeah. And I think with that woman, she was just experimenting, maybe.
Well, she just lost her husband.
Yeah, she didn't have that intimacy like that closeness to somebody who was there for her. So I think she just kind of gravitated towards the first person that was there for her. It was kind of convenient, out of convenience that she was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she just seizes the moment of her, whatever her situation is at the time, that's what she does.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the way she looks at Carol, it's not hypocritical. I think she cared about Carol and she wanted Carol to have a life
better than hers.
That's exactly right.
Because she wasn't her mom the one that died at an early age, and her mom was so stressed about her being independent and doing things for herself, and then her mom passed away before, something like that. I thought one character, their grandfather or somebody was going to marry them off or something, and the mom escaped with them.
That was her.
Okay.
That was her. Yeah.
Because her mom was kind of like, you're not going to live this way. I want you to make a life for yourself. Okay.
So Bruni and her husband had bigger dreams. I mean, Bruni's husband, wasn't he going to college before they even came to Great Britain?
Mm-hmm. And then they ended up driving taxis, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was a doctor. Wasn't he PhD or something?
Well, I think he was going to school to be an engineer or something to that effect.
And she was the mathematician and then passed that down.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I underlined on page 180 when she said to replace, about her relationship, to replace someone irreplaceable was impossible. This was different. Omofe was a woman. You know, she couldn't replace her husband, but she still needed a connection, was how I...
Right. I think she made the best of what she had.
Yeah. I think
it was simple for her.
Yeah. I agree. I want to see if I can share a photo with y'all. My cousin Christine actually sent this to me a couple weeks ago, but it's actually a map of all of the characters and how they connect and what their relationship is.
Oh.
So, here it is. Okay. Can y'all see that?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So that's kind of how everybody, and then if you look at the chart on the bottom, if they're friendship, family, love, sex, abuse, work, other, how they're connected.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, to see all of those characters that we've come across.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It was obvious. The Barbara Penelope. I knew that was the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That was what...
because she named, the mother named her that, and then she was given away, right? So we didn't know that.
Yeah, as soon as she said she gave up a child, I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's Hattie's baby. I said, that's Hattie's baby. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, wait a minute. And what decade was that?
It was hard to tell because they just said
I thought it was maybe...
like the early 1900s.
No,
that's someone else's story.
No,
okay.
Not
Hattie's mother's story.
Yeah, maybe like the 50s.
Right.
40s or 50s.
Okay.
Well, then that explains it then. That makes sense to me. Because because all these women are in different generations. Because I know Alma was born in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Penelope was the school teacher. Didn't she work at the school?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because her and Shirley kind of bumped heads at first.
Yeah.
I wanted to capture that, but I can't remember how to work my screen frame. Oh, I can take a picture of it with my iPad.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, and I can.
I found it on Twitter, so if you can't,
and I'll post it to the group as well, so that you guys have it too. I'll post it there right now so that we can all have it to reference.
So yeah, there should be a friendship line between Shirley and Penelope because they ended up being friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, very true. Yeah, there isn't at all.
Yeah, I didn't like Penelope in Shirley's story, but then when I read Penelope's story, I was like, oh.
Yeah. But even towards the end, like where you're at, Jess, I still was like, some of her thoughts and opinions were rubbing me the wrong way.
Penelope?
Yeah, like when she's...
Yeah.
She's judging people, but then she's like, well, I could be related to them. You know, kind of thing. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and post this in the group, so that y'all can...
I want to know more about Letitia.
I was just getting ready to mention her just now. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, because all you know about her is that she was the mean girl to Carol, and then she was working in the babies, right? She kept her story was really interesting, too.
What ended up getting...
I don't remember her story.
Remember she ended up getting raped? Well, Carol got raped by the guy that Letitia had a baby with?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Back in
yeah, the mean one.
Yeah.
Me.
Now, I just drew that line looking at the chart. I didn't realize that was the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
Trey.
So why do you think Letitia was mean?
Both of them.
Why do you think she was mean?
Why I think she was mean? She just... I can't even really remember, but she was a mean character.
Yeah.
She was a kid.
There was something nice about her.
She was kind of like...
At age, she got nicer. But,
I don't know about mean. I don't think she was the best role model of a friend. And that's why Shirley didn't want Carol to hang out with her.
Well, I mean, look at her family relationship. I mean...
yeah.
Where does Letitia come from?
Yeah.
that family structure, and the reason why she ends up having baby after baby after baby, even though she doesn't want to, she feels trapped.
Mm-hmm. Like, what's her luck? She sleeps with these guys.
The brightest bulb. She just wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't think, you know what? But let's be a little bit more. I kind of want to be a little bit more sympathetic to Letitia.
Okay.
Because of her family structure and her mindset within that family structure.
Because she and Carol came from the same place, technically.
Right.
Carol had a different parents with different values. Like you said, we don't even have.
Right, but the thing that separates Carol from Letitia is Carol got lucky.
Because Carol headed down.
Carol got lucky. Carol had someone in her corner outside of her mother to support her, to push her in the direction that Carol needed to go. Letitia does not have that.
Carol also had Shirley. Right? Shirley, yeah, she had Shirley. And see, they're not even.
Didn't Letitia have her also?
They went to the same school, but no.
She didn't. She just picked. Remember, she just picked one child to mentor a year.
Yep.
Or whatever.
And Carol was it.
Right.
And Carol was the one. In their year.
Because Shirley kind of looked down upon those girls, and then finally Carol one day just woke up and was like, "I want to change."
After her.
Like Carol doesn't extend that to all the girls. She just extends it to Carol.
Yeah.
Right.
So why choose Carol and not teach the rest?
Because you can't save everybody.
But so we think, or do we have a one-size-fits-all mentality towards people?
She saw Carol's potential. She didn't see that in Letitia.
But we all have potential. But like I said, luck played a role in it. Mm-hmm. It was just by luck that Carol picked Shirley. Carol could have picked Letitia.
Shirley picked Carol.
You mean that Shirley picked Carol?
Shirley could have picked Letitia.
I didn't think Shirley.
I thought Carol reached out to her.
She did. I don't think that Shirley didn't pick Carol. Carol came to her. She was sitting in her car eating her lunch.
That's right.
Yeah.
And remember, yeah.
Did that too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Carol chose her. Yeah. So my assumption is
but if Carol, this is my thing. She's a school teacher. Mm-hmm. And then Carol had to go, is it Shirley? Shirley had to go to Carol. I'm getting them all mixed up. Carol had to go to Shirley to ask for this additional help. Mm-hmm. But Carol's a school teacher. No,
Shirley's paid to teach.
Shirley's a school teacher. Well, it's her job to teach all the girls in the class.
But she did that. She was doing her job.
But no, not really. When you think about it.
Didn't Letitia drop out of school?
Well, she dropped out because she got pregnant. Letitia does not have a support system whatsoever.
Letitia's mom was a social worker.
Mm-hmm. Was she?
Yeah. She didn't have any kind of. She said, "I'm not raising these children that I work with every day."
That's what she. Yeah, but
and that was after the party.
Until a certain time. So she did have a support system. She just didn't use it.
Right. Was it Letitia's mom or Carol's mom?
No, because you remember you just said they came from the same background. They came from the same background. She wasn't a social worker.
That's right. Bummy was Carol's mom. Letitia's mom was a social worker.
Right.
They just lived
because she was so mad.
Her dad was there, and then he left. So she was traumatized because her daddy left with her mom's friend.
Oh yeah,
and he had background before he got to high school.
That's right. They had this perfect family.
So with that's trauma, and you don't have any support to deal with that trauma, even though your mom is a social worker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but mom adamantly said, "I'm not dealing with this. I deal with this at work. I'm not dealing with this at home."
Well, there you go. She's supposed to be a support system, and she's not.
Well, she did that in her mom's she did show her what she needed to do. And I can only say that because my mom's a social worker.
But I mean, if you're dealing with a teenager, and we all know teenagers because we all were teenagers and we know how we behaved when we were teenagers. If you put trauma on top of that, then to say what she needed to do and actually supporting her daughter are two different things. Support is support. Support means you're going to be there.
But you can't.
And you're going to do just a little bit more than just say, this is what you need to do, and this is it, and I'm done.
Yeah, you can't be with her in the bedroom.
Say that when she had a child? When she had a child that she wanted to help her with? Isn't that when she said that?
Yeah, and then she ended up letting her stay there, so she was supporting her.
Right.
I don't think it's your parents' job to be there for you when you have a child. She raised her kids. She probably just didn't want her to do that, but she was supporting her.
Well, we also, I mean, support. What do we mean by support? What does that mean?
So she had a place to stay.
I mean, yeah.
She had a place to stay. She had child care. Her sister and her mother both helped take care of her kids.
And what about emotional and psychological support? Because we just said she dealt with trauma. So if you are a social worker, particularly a clinical social worker, and if your own child has trauma,
both of her daughters,
right? Wouldn't you see to it that she would get some kind of therapy for that trauma?
You know, they'll be the ones that need the most help.
Yeah.
We talked about Shirley, the teacher.
No, we're talking about Letitia.
Yeah, but when we go back for a second about Shirley, I saw Shirley as the teacher, as a very needy and pretentious person. She looked down on all of those students.
Yeah,
she hated
did.
her job. She always complained about it, whatever. And she saw Letitia as beneath her. Most of the students beneath her. And like you say, and she latched on to Carol, in my mind, not so much about what she could do for Carol, but remember for years she was always so pissed that Carol never thanked her, that Carol never her. So she was given to these students not because she was trying to do for them. She was trying to sort of suck from them as well.
That's true.
Students to sort of adore her and stay in contact with her and thank her. And she was so upset with Carol when she hadn't heard anything from her over all of these years.
Oh, yes, I remember that scene, too.
Right. When she saw Carol and she was so struck by how beautiful and how put together she was, and she hadn't contacted her. So I saw Shirley, although she was the elder, as almost as needy as the student she was working with.
Right.
And Shirley started her teaching optimistic, and it down the drain after that, and then everyone.
That's exactly right. And so she hated going to the job. She was always complaining about it to her husband. She hated the kids, whatever. So I just saw her sort of, coming in as with this sort of better than them attitude. She said that she talked about how the population of the students had changed. Why she didn't want to, in my mind, that's why she didn't want to have anything to do with Letitia, And if it wasn't for the fact that Carol finally reached out to her, I don't think she would have done much with
I don't think so either.
I don't think she's right. She would have done it. And like you said, then she was looking for Carol to sort of be thankful to her. And when Carol graduated and went on about her way.
Looking for her letter. Yeah, looking for her.
Yeah.
Like, really? Is that why you did it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think to your point, Shirley only gravitated to Carol because Carol was kind of low-hanging fruit. Carol was doing well in school before she got raped. That was the period that she was raped, and then she came back up. So she already saw that, like, Carol had her stuff together. She had that support at home or whatever. She was smart in math and whatever. And so that's probably why she gravitated towards her and wanted to invest in her.
Invest in her, right. And then I thought, like you said, that sequence, I'm sorry, way back when we were talking, that the same man that raped Carol ended up raping Letitia because he had put her sort of against her will as well. She was dating him, but she was saying no, she didn't want to, like you say, have sex with him, and he had sex with her anyway. So I thought that sort of chain of violence was real interesting as well.
Yeah. But I think Letitia was smart, though. The way that she was as an adult, I don't know if it's just that she had to figure out how to survive, she had to figure out how to take care of those kids or whatever, but she was on her job in that grocery store. She wasn't playing around. I think she was manager at that point or something.
Yeah. And she also makes a great effort to be a mother too.
Yes. And it's like she had the potential, but she couldn't get out of that cycle she was in.
Right.
Yeah.
She couldn't get out of that cycle.
And this is what I mean about support. I don't think she had the emotional support of a parent.
So let me ask you, what do you think her mother should have been doing differently?
You know what? This is what I think. I think particularly if she's a social worker.
And stop right there. Are you, as a parent, single parent, working a full job, full-time job, running a household, your husband has left.
And I get it. And I understand.
So I'm gonna need you to grow up. I need you to step it up now. Yes, the responsibility is higher because I have to go to work. But I'm gonna need you to know A, B, and C.
Right.
Wait a minute. It wasn't just the teacher that was going through it. All of them were.
All of them were. But here's the thing, and I think this is how we get into cycles and how we get into this, because that's circular thinking after a while. Because yes, I am a single parent, so what I'm going to do is all of a sudden I'm going to turn this 16-year-old into an adult. Because I have to.
I don't agree. She said that. She turned her into an adult when she went and slept with the guy.
No, when she put her out and she left her in the home for the unwed mothers or whatever for a week.
Then she went and got her, yeah.
And she said, I have to teach you a lesson.
And because here's my thing. She might be a single parent, but guess what? Letitia's still a teenager. Letitia does not have an adult mind.
So I'm going to ask this question to you. When you were a teenager, did you talk to your mom about everything that was going on, or did you talk to your friends? Because a lot of times we forget that when you're a teenager, whatever's bothering you, you don't talk to your parents about. You talk to your friends.
Yep. You know what? And I'm going to tell you the kind of teenager I am because this is how my mother and grandmother were. We kept things to ourselves. I did not have many friends that can have those kinds of conversations with. When I was about 15 or 16, when my mom had to go to the hospital, I was the one that had to go to her job, pick up her paycheck, come back, cash that paycheck, and pay all the bills. So I kind of understand this whole idea of where Letitia's coming from, because I've had that experience. And whether we want to admit this or not, whether we know this or not, we tend to put our teenage girls into positions where they have to grow up faster than they anticipated. Because I had to learn early.
In this book, Letitia put herself there.
Well,
that had nothing to do with her mother. Her mother didn't do that.
But see, here's the thing. She's still 16, and you have to understand this. A 16-year-old does not have the same mindset of as a 25-year-old. And even though she's still a teenager.
Okay, but
she still has a teenage mindset.
A single mother working, trying to pay all the bills. She doesn't have time to go and find out what's going on with her child if her child doesn't tell her. I don't see anywhere in the book where she knew what was going on with Letitia.
But see, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. I am sympathetic with both of these characters. I'm sympathetic with the mother and Letitia because of the circumstances that they're in. She is a single parent. I totally get it. And because she's a single parent, because you had a father that ends up leaving, even though her mom is a social worker and would have a better sense of resources to get her children help in terms of psychological help with therapy. She still doesn't do that.
Another see she needs psychological help.
It's hard for people that work in the field to see it in their own home.
That's exactly right. This is what I'm talking about. It was difficult for her to see that in her own children, that they needed that kind of, they needed the same kind of help.
They both did. And the daddy tried to come back at the end.
Yeah,
Right.
he did.
Like he had never left. Really?
See, I'm trying to say it in a way where you don't want to, with these two characters, I don't want to place blame or whatever. I just want to see, this is a situation, this is her situation, and that's the mom's situation. And I'm not blaming the mom for not doing this. I'm just saying it's very difficult. She just said it. It's very difficult to see those same set of problems in the kids in which you work with your own kids. That is very difficult to see.
And when you're a psychologist, don't the people come and tell you what's the problem? No, but she guess it. They come into her office and they tell her.
Well, but then you have to provide that. I mean, she would have to go get the resources to get her daughter to go to therapy and everything else.
But
She just didn't see it.
She didn't know her daughter needed to do that. If her daughter didn't tell her, then how would she know?
Well, professionally, you kind of know. I mean, if you're dealing with a breakup with a family,
You're going to have to agree to disagree.
well, wait a minute. If you're going to, first of all, when you have a family breakup like that, that is trauma. That's trauma on the kids.
It's trauma on the adult, too.
Right. It's trauma on both. So it's very difficult. This is what I'm talking about, the cycle. They're both going through trauma. Instead, the mom doesn't see it in her daughter, and the daughter doesn't see it in her mom. That they are both having this trauma. But as an adult, you have that higher standard of seeing that. More so than
so the book says she said her mother started to overeat, crept downstairs in the middle of the night to raid the fridge, snuck gin into her water from breakfast onwards, thinking they did it, the bottle going down. So I think that, like you said, they both have experienced trauma and ignore the mother. The mother experienced her own trauma that clearly she started drinking through and was drinking all day. And I think that we can see that that's why she wasn't a good support to her daughter to help her through that, because she didn't have anyone helping her through it either.
No.
And so I think it's understandable that she wouldn't have noticed what the daughter was going through or how to help. She couldn't even help herself.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right.
But yeah, Letitia's story was sad to me, and just how it shows kind of like the cycle of it, how she didn't have her dad, how she went through all these men and had all these kids and then was looking for a father for the kids. It was sad. I want her and Carol to meet back up again.
Yeah.
If that was going to come somewhere down the line, if they like cross paths again.
What you doing, Renee?
I'm talking, so y'all are talking, but I'm talking to the people on Instagram too. So I'm like, because all they're doing, if I'm not talking, all they're doing is looking at me, not saying anything. So I put it on the Zoom chat, but they're over here asking me questions. So I'm texting them that, yeah. Don't mind me. I'm listening to y'all, but yeah, they're asking questions. Now somebody just asked what June's book was. So I was, yeah.
Right. But I found that whole story between Letitia and her mother fascinating, because that's what you see of a cycle. And it doesn't come from out of thin air. It came from somewhere.
Yeah.
I wonder why we didn't get Letitia's mama's
Story, a little bit more of it. Yeah, to kind of see where she came from.
Because everyone else is, we got pieces of, but didn't have her mom's story though.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Like we needed it.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the?
Next book.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the title and how it kind of came together with the book.
Well,
I know.
the other
Yeah, like what's the other? Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess, you know?
The other is the people who don't want to be identified as a woman.
That's true. Morgan and Megan,
the
yeah.
other though.
Megan turned Morgan, yeah. Which I actually really appreciated that chapter because the world that we live in and, you know, people who just are defined by whatever they want to be defined by. And so for a lot of us, while I respect it and will respect them for their choices, there's a lot that I didn't understand.